Hey everybody, welcome back to another review with me. I am your host Maxine, and we are reviewing Married at First Sight, season 20, episodes 11 and 12. Let's get into it. So y'all, we have first I just want to say spoiler alert. I feel like Sean doesn't he doesn't want to come across like he's not the bougiest. I feel like he wants to kind of humble Nikki. And I say that because of what happened when he saw her house and what he said in the confessional. Anyway, I just finished watching that episode, so it's fresh in my mind. But let's go ahead and start off with episode 11. We are back to where we left off, right? So Nikki calls out Sean for her feeling uncomfortable with what he said about her role as a wife, her duty to please him and unlock his tension. I know some of y'all don't like that. I know he didn't even like it because he denied it. But I think if you just take this show out of the context that it's in, right? And if we're just under the understanding that, look, you have two people in a relationship, in a marriage, and one person in the marriage is not being met, naturally that person will want their partner to meet their needs, period, right? Otherwise, if oh well, you could just please yourself, just masturbate, and it's like, okay, then why the fuck am I in this relationship? Not to say that people in a relationship can't masturbate, but I'm saying it defeats the purpose of intimacy in a couple. It defeats the purpose. So all in all, I'm gonna have to side with Sean like I have been. I'm still standing on that. I didn't find anything wrong of what I don't think he was wrong. And I don't think he was disrespectful. He could have said it in a rude way. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been worse or bad, period. I don't think it was any of that. I really don't. So, fight me. But anyway, she's talking about, what does that look like for you? What does it look like for us to progress? And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, because she said the word velocity. Like, what velocity does it need to be? He's like, I don't even know what velocity means. She's like, you know what velocity means. Like, what is the measure? And the thing is, I think he knows what velocity means. I think his point is, we don't have to calculate the chemistry in order for us to progress in this area. If it's natural for us to move to the next step, intimacy-wise, then let that naturally happen. Don't try to calculate and concoct this scenario when it's not organic. It's not organic that way. Let things be organic. So I think that's the point that he's making. Like, come on, bitch, suck me off. That's what he wants to say. That's what he wants to say. Okay? I don't see an issue with what he said. Okay? At the very least, can we mutually masturbate? At the very least. Anyway, Felipe wants Tori to wear Princess Leia outfits. Felipe, look, I'm looking at Felipe a little funny-eyed ever since this last episode that I just watched, episode 12. But anyway, let's try to be chronological. So he says that. I think he said it kind of in a funny way, but I low-key feel like he meant it, okay? Dr. Paz meets with Cam and Michelle. Cam drove up from Portland to get an extra night with Michelle. And I thought that was so sweet. You know, I haven't looked up the distance between, I think it's 3 hours between Portland and Seattle. And I think that's very telling when you have your partner, your husband, your spouse, decide to drive out for you and just spend an extra night with you. Cam gets emotional. He is so pleased to hear how favored he is by his wife. Michelle is talking about him in a way that's so complimentary, and he's never had that before. Court and Nick, it ain't gonna work out. Let's just say that. I feel like Nick is a good. No, I always get them confused. Sorry, wrong person. I'm thinking of Caitlyn and what's his name? Dog, what's his name? Caitlyn and Devin. That's who's not gonna work. Corey Nick's not gonna work out either. But all white people look alike. I can't tell the difference. But anyway, Court prepares an intimate night for Nick. There's candles, there's rose petals. She's wearing this tank top, and it's cute. But she immediately tells him, "Do you like this kind of stuff? Because this is corny to me. I would never do. This is so corny to me. I don't really like this kind of stuff. I don't like it. It's like, girl, you just ruined the damn mood." Nick asks, would his parents be proud? Like, he's the type of person where he really considers his parents' opinions, and that's something to him that's important for him. And I thought that was a way for him to let Courtney in on an intimate or detailed perspective on his mindset. And I thought that was pretty nice that he shared that. He initiates a kiss. They start kissing. But I still feel like between them, there's something missing. There's a disconnect. So there's that. Felipe takes Tori to his apartment. He has a beautiful home. He really does. He did say his mom and sis decorated it. So I think that says a lot. They talk about possibly breaking their leases in order for this to work. And he thinks about decision day a lot. He is stressing about it, while Tori is taking things one at a time, day by day. Tori says she can't see herself falling for him. Belle takes Mecca with her to the studio. She's singing, doing whatever it is. Mecca feels proud of her. He's sitting up in his hoodie, and it's cute. But apparently prior to them getting to the studio, she was in a poor mood because the night before, apparently they stayed up super late until 4:30 a.m. and Mecca felt like he was going to get, quote, in trouble. He felt like he was going to be in trouble. And he says how he's used to getting in trouble, used to being in trouble. She, instead of owning the fact that, I was annoyed that you had us laid out last night, instead of doing that, she reassures him. I feel like it's the Mecca show. And I don't know if I don't like it. Not even I don't know if I don't like it. I don't like Mecca. We get it. Your mom and your stepmom left you. Okay. That sucks. But Belle has some trauma too. I need you to be there for her also. Can we stop there? Belle, can we stop there? I mean, Mecca, can we stop there? It's the Mecca show. Belle is just super defensive for him. Super like, I'm on your corner, whatever you need. I'm there for you. Whatever, however you lead, I will follow. You are the man. Everything you do is correct. She doesn't hold him accountable. She doesn't. And I think she's doing that because she has to handle him with kid gloves. Because just for him saying, "Oh, I felt like I was in trouble," how about you just say, "You know what, I'm sorry for having you out super late last night when we should have been in bed." And how come Belle didn't speak up for herself as the time was going along? Like, when the clock clicked 12, 1, 2, 3, how come at any point you didn't say, "We need to go home," or "If you want to keep on staying out, do you, but I'm heading home"? How come that wasn't said, Belle? Like, where is your voice? Caitlyn and Devin prepares his Harry Potter night, and he keeps saying to her, "Let me love you, let me love you." But he feels like she gets like complimentary or soft on camera, but when they're off camera, they're just coexisting. They're passing each other. Ain't no recognition. She leaves in the middle of the night. She leaves super early in the morning. They're like, it's just, he feels like she puts on a show. In the confessional, Caitlyn is talking about how she would love it if they worked out. She seems to, I don't know if like him, but she recognizes how he's a good person, but I don't feel like it's enough for her to really. I think she needs to do some work internally by herself in a closet. Okay, we get to Marissa and Adam. They're playing pickleball with Court and Nick. Adam is super serious about it, while Marissa is just kind of going along with what Adam wants. But she's actually vocalizing to Courtney, saying how I don't want to play this shit. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired. My hair is messed up. I'm not comfortable. It's been 6 hours of this, and she always feels like, well, she's been feeling like it's Adam's show. Anything that Adam wants to do, she's doing it with him. Jet skiing, pickleballing, intense workouts, like everything to the upteenth power. Nick is saying to Marissa how it seems like she doesn't assert herself when it comes to Adam, and that Adam's the voice of their relationship. Courtney is showing hesitancy to living with Nick. They talk about that in the group therapy. Then they pair off and talk about each other some more. Devin feels like there's no reciprocity from Caitlyn. Caitlyn meets Devin's friend. So one of the pictures, as you are seeing, is Devin with his friend Melissa, and they're in a group setting. So that's when Caitlyn is meeting his friends, right? Devin and his friend, they're to the side at the grill. She's asking him, do you feel like you're being yourself? Because I feel like you're not. Like, you're not this super jokey guy that we're used to. He's telling her how he feels like he has to kind of hide who he is a little bit. He has to dumb himself down because they just don't vibe. I feel like this friend, though, low-key, she was laughing a bit too hard. I don't think she's gay. I mean, I don't think she's into him, but I feel like she's gay. But I feel like ultimately it seems like Devin's friend is just a little too much. Like, girl, calm down. She's laughing so hard. Like, everything that Devin says, he's so funny. Like, okay, bitch, calm down. Devin tells his friend, yeah, there's no cuddling. There's no sharing of blankets. She leaves early, doesn't acknowledge him. He would say no on decision day if things were like this continuously. Cam and Michelle, they have a picnic. She blindfolds him and she has him guess what is being put in his mouth. And then finally she puts something on her lips that's like this white I'm so happy I didn't put that picture up, but it's super weird. It looks like ejaculation, okay, on her lips, and she just kisses him. But I don't think he actually said what it was. I think he was just too caught up with the fact that he was kissing her. Michelle feels like her and Cam are the strongest couple, but she's not trying to be competitive, but she really does feel like they are, and they have a lot of SCs, which stands for serious convo. Nick and Court, they are getting ready together, which shows some improvement, but I'm still not buying them. I think Courtney is just a little bit of a weirdo, and Nick he feels like a bot. Nikki and Sean, they have their difficult conversations, but Nikki is saying how she feels like this is deepening their connection. The more times they find a point of conflict, they are discovering ways to communicate better. Now, I feel like I'm leaning towards actually believing them, because at one point I said, oh, they both sound like HR, which is funny. I think Nikki is actually in HR. But I think they are actually just that. I think that's who they are. That's just how they communicate. And I'm starting to buy that they are actually really moving forward in their relationship. They may have some bumps in the road as they go along, but they seem to be both committed to working it out. We get to Dr. Paz and Brunson. They're watching them all have dinner from afar. So all the couples are gathering again for another group dinner. Nikki and Sean, they come in matching, and they're just a vibe. They're a vibe. They're a young couple, but the therapists are thinking that they're yet again being demonstrative. Okay, so basically performative. He's trying to purposely not say performative again, because that hurt oh wait, I put the wrong couple. Not Nikki and Oh no, maybe I did mean that. Okay, yeah, I did mean that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, the therapist thought Nikki and Sean were being demonstrative, as if to say they were putting on a show in a performative way, not like on some Mecca vibe, but on some, hey everybody, look, we're getting along, we're matching, and they look cute. Don't get me wrong, but it gave Easter Sunday. Like, what are we doing? Mecca and Belle, they're coming in super vibey, super like, ooh, I'm hip. And Brunston still feels like they're being performative. Performative and showy with their outfits. At this point, I'm just starting to believe maybe that's just who they are as far as their personal style. Cam feels ready to challenge everyone at the table. He starts asking Nick about his physical status with Courtney. And Courtney is visibly rigid. She's visibly uncomfortable, while Nick is talking about their lack of physical performance, to say the least. Nikki says there are sparks flying and that actually conflict is bringing them together, her and Nick. Her and Sean. Felipe and Tori, they haven't argued yet. Marissa announces her and Adam's first bad day. And then we kind of wrap up episode 11 with them shocked that Marissa and Adam, the perfect couple, because, you know, to them, everyone else is seeing how, they have so much physical chemistry. They're on a good wavelength. But they were shocked to hear that, oh, wow, they are not on the same page. So we start off episode 12. Episode 12 is titled Nothing Left on the Table. So we continue from where we left off with episode 11 into episode 12. They're at the group dinner and Adam is talking about how he's basically pickleball obsessed and he wants his woman to be pickleball obsessed just like him. Everyone's asking him, is there a point of compromise? And I mean, it seems like Adam reluctantly said yes. But I think he does still want a woman, his wife, to be just as intense as he is. And we'll circle back to that later on in this episode. So Felipe and Tori. Felipe is super honest throughout this dinner, y'all. I can't even be mad at him. At least he's being honest, right? At least he's not surprising Tori or anyone else. He is telling you outright, this is how I'm feeling, this is how I've been consistently feeling, and this is what it may be. Okay, Felipe is saying how he is finding reasons. He is literally, he's picking reasons out of his ass, out of the air, on why he should not stay married to Tori. Mind you, this is the same Felipe who said in the previous episode, in previous episodes, that he is loyal to her, he wants this to work, he is committed to this, yet he is fighting against that because he's actively finding reasons to not stay married to her. Reason being, he loved his single life. He said verbatim his single life was incredible and that he actually loved sleeping around with a bunch of women. Look, I didn't like how some of the people were saying in the confessionals, especially, oh, a dog's gonna be Courtney's asked it herself, a dog's gonna be a dog. She do not stupid at fate. Like, girl, Courtney, shut the fuck up. I feel like, look, it would be doggish behavior if he didn't say that, right? If he didn't say that and gave one impression while he really meant the complete opposite. Yet he's telling you, honestly, this is how I'm feeling. And this is why men don't get transparent in how they truly feel, because you have bitches like Courtney talking about, oh, you a dog, that's why you a dog. It's like, y'all want me to be honest or not? So yeah, he's talking about, yeah, I actually love sleeping around women. I love the single life. My life was amazing. I had no control of me. I had none of this, none of that, none of this. And what I do appreciate about how he said this, he didn't say anything wrong with Tori herself. He just said how much he really loved the life before this and the reasons why he loved the life before this. Instead, he didn't point out any flaws or issues or pet peeves that he has or that he may have about Tori. He made it all about centering specifically the desires that he still have. And I thought that was fair. I really did. It is what it is. People ask him, okay, well, why did you sign up? Because I thought this was what I wanted. Can we all relate to that? Yes, we can. We have signed up for things, for jobs, for friendships, for relationships, for dates, for activities, for the gym, going to the gym. Even though after you go to the gym, you do feel like, oh, you know what, I'm happy I did that. Most of the time, at least. But ultimately, all of us have experienced how it feels to have signed up for something, thinking that you were ready for it, just to actually realize, shit, damn, did I really sign up for this shit? Like, you start questioning, just like he's doing. You start wondering, maybe I just romanticized this in my head. This was not what I expected. Or maybe this is truly not what I want. That's okay. Like, we don't have to demonize Felipe for realizing, yeah, I do like sleeping with a bunch of women. Yeah. Okay. Tori's sitting back, cool as a cucumber. She's like, look, that ain't got shit to do with me. You gonna figure it out how you want to figure out. Not my problem for him to figure out. Mecca is expressing his hurt about how everyone called him performative, specifically Michelle. He felt like Michelle is super down to earth, so it really rubbed him the wrong way. And look, he's allowed to feel how he feels. That's fine. But I think Mecca, instead of being hurt and feeling attacked and feeling even defensive, and obviously Belle was super like, I know he's not, you know, I mean, she doesn't talk like a ghetto girl, but you know, she was super like, he's not performative. He's not, this is how he is. This is so genuine. Like, girl, calm down. Instead of them just being reflective, they were defensive. And I think this could have been a great opportunity for Mecca to be like, you know what? I hear why you said that. Yes, it hurt me. It rubbed me the wrong way. I haven't been called that. But I'm going to reflect on how my behavior could have given that impression. Say that. Like, Mecca, can you talk about, like, it just feels like it's always everyone else and never Mecca. And I don't think Mecca's a bad guy necessarily. I just feel like he lacks any self-reflection. We get it. You've been through some shit. And I'm sorry you've been through that. But I think that does not excuse you, or that's double negative. It doesn't excuse you from being reflective on some behavioral habits of yours that may not be the most productive. Anyway, Michelle apologizes, which I feel like, look, at this point, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. You say you were hurt. I'm sorry. Nick says how he appreciates how Courtney has been trying to be more affectionate, but Mecca actually calls out Courtney. He says how, I don't think you like him. I don't think there's a connection there towards him from you. But instead of, again, Courtney being reflective or Mecca being reflective, Courtney gets defensive and she says, I don't think Nick is making any changes. I'm doing so much. Nick hasn't changed. And it's like, girl, what? Cam and Michelle, Cam is actually saying how he's willing to change his career. I'm willing to change my life to be with you. I think that's sweet. I mean, at this point, why not? Michelle makes a lot more money. Sure, change your career. You can find another basketball job, a basketball coaching job. You can find another job. Devin doubts if Caitlyn even likes him, and Caitlyn is blindsided. She says she feels blind. Like, girl, Devin has been saying this for months, and y'all have only known each other for 3 weeks. That's the point. That's how much he's been saying it. That's how much. He's been saying time and time again, you do not reciprocate. You don't do shit, actually. You don't do shit. As soon as the camera cuts off, you don't see me. You're not even in the apartment. You barely here. You running out. You leaving before I wake up. You not rubbing me. I mean, you don't have to mutually masturbate, but damn, we could hug. You don't do shit. Okay? Caitlyn, again, another person here being defensive. She's talking about, I feel so blindsided. You never recognize any good. You just don't count. What's the good? I don't see a good either. I see Devin laying everything at your feet. He made the whole Harry Potter night. What did you do in return? What's your way of showing to Devin how you like him and how you appreciate him? She's telling us in the confessionals how he's such a good guy. I've never been treated like this before. He's such a good guy. Really? Because when you talk to him, when you're around him, your body language alone, you don't have to say crap, Caitlyn. Your body language alone tells me or gives the impression that you don't care about this man, that you're not into him, or you're not into the idea of just being with him. I think it's a Caitlyn problem, just like with Courtney and low-key Nick. Car ride home, Tori is questioning if Felipe could even be monogamous, and she's not trying to convince anyone to be with her. You better figure it out. Caitlyn feels difficult to love, and Devin agrees. You are, bitch. She is. She is. Caitlyn only shows her like for him in front of cameras while she's trying to figure out, I don't know what else to do. What have you been doing? Talking about I don't know what else to do. What are you doing? What are you even doing? Sean brings Nikki to his apartment. There's no food in his fridge, which is fine. They're not staying in their respective homes, so that's not an issue. But did y'all notice his Kunta Kinte coffee table? Like, Sean, we get it. You're FBA. Actually, no, FBAs don't showcase Kunta Kinte. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. But anyway, Nikki bought her house 2 years ago. Sean is over and she is walking him around, and her house is nice and she has nice taste, nice decor. He says bougie as he is describing her in his confessional, and I feel like he said it in a way to say, like, look, I know she's bougie, like she's bougie, but she ain't. He says how, Nikki seems to be in different spaces, Nikki seems to be the most bougie, but I'm used to bougie. She's not the most bougie with me. Basically downplaying her bougie. Like, girl, you think you bougie? I'm more bougie than you are. I think they both have a little pride thing. I think they're very similar to each other. And it's just so silly. Like, oh, do you feel emasculated because she owns a home and you don't? Who cares? I mean, I like that he was complimentary as he was walking around. He complimented her credenza. He complimented her rug. And look, that's nice and all. I just didn't like how he was trying to, you think you bougie? You ain't bougie. You haven't met me. Okay. Did y'all notice the camera zoomed in on his feet? I don't know. These cameramen are shady. Okay. Michelle sees Cam's apartment, and it seems like she is heavily considering, at the end, we learned that she's heavily considering moving to Portland after he shows her his childhood home. Dr. Paz meets with Adam and Marissa, and they're talking about how Adam is a maxer. He's a maxer. He does things to the upteenth power, to the level 10. He's very intense. And he wants his partner to match that. But Marissa, she struggled with depression heavily when she was a teenager. And though she's not dealing with depression anymore, she still struggles with anxiety. You know, oftentimes depression and anxiety go hand in hand. Adam, which I did appreciate in this moment, he actually comforts her. He puts his hand on her knee. And it was just a nice touching moment. And it seems like he was receptive to what she was saying or just listening to her. But I think Adam is just, he's loyal to this life that he created in his mind of how he wants to live. And he's talking about he wants to 6 hours a day. He wants to pickleball. Pickleball is his life. And it's like, okay, like, who are you? But yeah, we end up with Tori. Tori is getting tired of Felipe. She's talking about how it seems like Felipe is just going about his day. He has no idea how he's acting is affecting her. And Tori just feels like she needs space. She doesn't even know if she wants to talk to him about it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure the next episode, I don't watch the previews, but I'm sure there's an upcoming episode of her and Felipe in the therapy session. But that's about it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Go ahead and subscribe, like this video, hype it up. Let me know what you think about these 2 episodes and how you're feeling about MAFS this season. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.